Hi, my name is Mike. In today's video I'm calling it Ww3 is at hand. Is a false flag about to kick off? In scripture it speaks of the last days, that there will be wars, rumours of wars, and nation versus nation. That's in Matthew 24. Let me just start by reading Matthew 24, 3-8. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world? So this is the sign of his coming and the end of the world. So what are the signs of his coming? And Jesus answered and said unto him, Take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. And you shall hear of wars and rumours of wars. See that you are not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. So all these are the beginning of sorrows. And in the English Standard Version says, all these are but the beginning of birth pains. So wars, famines and pestilences and earthquakes are the beginning of birth pains, leads into a birth, the birth of the elect, the man-child, the 144,000, at the sixth seal event. That's Revelation 12. I'll do 1-5. And there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars. And she, being with child, cried, travailing in birth, and pain to be delivered. And there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and 7 crowns upon his heads. And his tail drew a third part of the stars of heaven, and did cast them to the earth. And the dragon stood before the woman, which was ready to be delivered, for to devour her child as soon as it was born. And she brought forth a man-child, who was to rule all nations with a rod of iron. And her child was caught up unto God and to his throne. Notice here, and his tail drew a third part of the stars of heaven, and did cast them to the earth. Same as the sixth seal event. Stars fall. Revelation 6, 12-14. And I beheld when he opened the sixth seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood, and the stars of heaven fell unto the earth, even as a fig tree casts untimely figs, when she is shaken of a mighty wind. And the heaven departed as a scroll, when it is rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their places. Again, stars fall. Same as Matthew 24. The time when the elect can be picked up, 144,000. Stars fall. Matthew 24, 29-31. Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of heaven shall be shaken. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the 4 winds, from one end of heaven to the other. Notice, like I said, stars fall in all 3 of them. So that means seals 1-5 are open now, as we are awaiting the opening of the birth of the elect, the man-child, at the 6th seal. The 144,000 is the man-child, and these are the first to be gathered and sent back to preach. Revelation 14, 1-5. Many Christians believe it's the church. This is the 144,000 is a remnant, small portion of the church. 95% of the church will be left behind. Remember, it says elect. So Revelation 14, 1-5. And lo, I looked, a lamb stood on Mount Zion, and with him 144,000, having his Father's name written in their foreheads. And I heard a voice from heaven, as the voice of many waters, as the voice of great thunder. And I heard the voice of harpers harping with their harps. And they sung, as it were, a new song before the throne and before the four beasts and the elders, and no man could learn that song but the 144,000 which were redeemed from the earth. These are they which were not defiled with women, for they are virgins. These are they which follow the Lamb whither he goeth. These were redeemed from among men, being the first fruits unto God and to the Lamb. The first fruits. These first fruits, 144,000, will make the way and prepare the people for the second coming of Jesus Christ, as they will go up to the throne room and come back to preach. Isaiah 60, 1-3. Arise, shine, for thy light is come, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon thee. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. Same as the sixth seal event, sun and moon darkened. But the Lord shall rise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee. And the Gentiles shall come to thy light, and kings to the brightness of thy rising. Like I said, these 104,000, they make the way, prepare the way for Jesus' second coming. The enemy knows this. They know the man-child is about to be birthed, so they are planning a false flag event, I believe, and war through this, to try to eliminate the elect before they are birthed. Nukes go down, elect go up. Revelation 12, 3-4. I'll do 4. And his tail drew a third part of the stars of heaven, and did cast them to the earth. And the dragon stood before the woman, which was ready to be delivered, for to devour her child as soon as it was born. World War 3 is coming, a war like no other, as we have weapons so powerful now, we could destroy every living person on this planet many times over. And as scriptures say, if God didn't shorten the days for the elect's sake, no flesh would be saved. That's at Matthew 24, 20-22. But pray ye that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day, for then shall be great tribulation, such as not since the beginning of the world to this time, nor ever shall be. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days should be shortened. Many are unaware of the times we're living in, and that the birth pains are the same as the riders of Revelation. Remember, Jesus described the birth pains as wars, famine, pestilence, earthquakes. Exactly like the riders in Revelation. Rider 1, pestilence via deception. That's when the first rider began riding. And soon there'll be more lockdowns and more of these coming. Rider 2 is war. You can see peace is taken away from the earth. You can just look at the news and see that. It's very obvious. And as the rider rides on, it will lead to World War 3. Rider 3 is famine. You can see prices of wheat and barley, other food products rising monthly. You can see this effect of the seal. Wheat, barley, like I said, all products. Especially since the war with Ukraine and Russia, as they happen to be the breadbaskets of the world. And famine will increase worldwide when World War 3 hits. I don't know about you, but every time I go to my local supermarket, the prices seem to be rising. Unfortunately, many Christians are unaware that seals 1-5 are open, as they expect more to be happening in the tribulation period. But look at the news. What do you see? Look around the world at flooding, blood rivers, earthquakes, wars, rumors of wars. Remember, this is the tribulation period. And once the stars fall, Satan comes down, the sixth seal event, and World War 3 happens, that will be the start of the Great Tribulation. If it was so apparent, why were the unwise virgins not prepared with oil in their lamps? Because they expected things to be different in the tribulation period. That's why they weren't expecting, and that's why, let me just read that here at Matthew 25. That's why they weren't let in. They weren't ready. Matthew chapter 25, I read 1 to 13. Then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins, who took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom. And 5 of them were wise, and 5 were foolish. They that were foolish took their lamps, and took no oil with them. But the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps. While the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered and slept. And at midnight there was a cry made, Behold, the bridegroom cometh, go you out to meet him. Then all the virgins arose and trimmed their lamps. And the foolish said unto the wise, Give us of your oil, for our lamps are gone out. But the wise answered, saying, Not so, lest there be not enough for us and for you. But go ye rather to them that sell, and buy for yourselves. And while they went to buy, the bridegroom came, and they that were ready went in with him to the marriage, and the door was shut. And that door is going to shut very soon now. Afterward came also the other virgins, saying, Lord, Lord, open to us. But he answered and said, Verily I say unto you, I know you not. Watch therefore, for ye not know neither the day nor the hour wherein the Son of Man cometh. But we know it's the season. Soon the great tribulation will kick off with, I believe, a possible false flag event leading to Ww3. It's happened before. And I'll leave a link to a video about false flags. Let me just show you some videos about possible clues they're giving us about false flags. One of them is regarding Obama saying about a nuke in Manhattan.
Russia's actions are a problem. They don't pose the #1 national security threat to the United States. I continue to be much more concerned when it comes to our security with the prospect of a nuclear weapon going off in Manhattan.
That's very specific, isn't it? A nuclear weapon going off in Manhattan. And also, remember what Trump said, if Iran tried to kill him, Iran would be obliterated. Are they planning a false flag with Trump out of the way?
Against you and your team by killing you guys for taking out Soleimani.
Well, they haven't done that, and that would be a terrible thing for them to do. Not because of me. If they did that, they would be obliterated. That would be the end. I've left instructions. If they do it, they get obliterated. There won't be anything left. And they shouldn't be able to do it. And Biden should.
So if that happened to Trump, Iran obliterated. Good reason for a false flag event, isn't it? Anyway, I'll leave it there and say, seek Jesus Christ today in heartfelt prayer and repentance as time is running out. God bless you all. Bye-bye.